So in terms of technology, let's take a look at concerns and pain points. And with that, I think I'll begin with asking this question to Dee Brown. Why don't you give us your thoughts on technology, customers' biggest concerns, customers' biggest pain points?
Okay, Don. Well, we work with a lot of utilities, both small, medium, and large. And it's interesting. One of my engineers was in Oklahoma last week and reviewing a wastewater plant that their control system hadn't been upgraded since we worked on it the first time back in 1999. And so you do see some areas where folks have not embraced new technology or made any changes to their system in a long time. And then even at large utilities, they have a huge investment in some of their control system technology, and they can sometimes think there's no way we could ever afford to change gears or change to a new platform. But I think we're seeing some advances in technology that are making that a game changer. So we see that across the spectrum, small and large utilities.
Thanks, Dee. Gabe, why don't you give me your thoughts on this question too, in terms of the technology? What are biggest pain points, biggest concerns for your customers?
Okay. Well, most of our customers' concerns, pretty much like Dee already said, is having them believe that new SCADA MES options are like Ignition are possible, with not having upgraded for a long time, not being aware of the new technologies. It's probably been the biggest issue.
Great. Yeah, we certainly see that that understanding what the possibilities are is sometimes difficult to get across because the technology has moved so fast in this area. For a traditionally slow-moving area, we find that there's pretty good receptivity to when you start using newer technologies once people get across that barrier of looking at something new. How about J.C. Harrison? Your thoughts on this?
One of the things that we face is the newer generations coming into the engineering marketplace. They come into the marketplace with no fear, if you will. They believe anything that they think they can do, and they're working for people who are used to having limits set from the very beginning. And so we have to convince them that there's ways to do this, to continue to provide a way in which for people to be creative without limits, but at the same time give confidence that a system is reliable and will continue to work 24/7.
Good. Thanks, JC. Yeah, it does seem like there might be some generational thing there with newer people coming in. They're not used to having limits, but they're coming into organizations that may be comfortable with their legacy systems, not looking at them regularly, and they have to basically start moving a little bit faster with that employee who wants to see the possibilities. So thanks for your comments. How about you, Mark Doherty?
Yeah, we work primarily over in the area of manufacturing execution systems with data integration. And I think it's based upon history that most of our clients and prospects have experienced that when they've attempted these systems in the past, it's been very painful to try to integrate this data because of the different systems out there, the different levels of automation, the different ways to get the data. A lot of those experiences have been negative, and they've left an impression on them. With Ignition, since it is an all-encompassing platform from the OPC data all the way up using architecture to deal with the ERP systems, it just opens that up, and it's the pain point they have is based on past experience. It's cost and will it really work? And what we have proven with Ignition is that indeed it does work.
Yeah. Mark, just a follow-on question. I know you do a lot with the manufacturing execution systems, like you said, and MES solutions. And having conversations with you before, not that others don't, but I know you enter at the C-level very often in some of your discussions. Do you find the pain points? I know you did mention one being cost and will it work. Any other comments on the pain points if you're addressing a C-level person versus someone on the plant floor or a different level throughout the organization?
Generally, and then again, it goes back to the history of this particular marketplace. Whenever they think of this sort of thing, they think of a CapEx, large-scale project. And that is a pain point when you think about it because in general, large-scale CapEx projects of MES don't really work that well. With Ignition, we're able to scale it appropriately. Again, Ignition is a platform. So once the platform is in, we can then build on top of that. And because of that, we scale our projects according to a really defined solution, and then we do it on an incremental basis. So that has really alleviated that. The biggest fear we have from the C-level is that number one, cost, number two, success, and three, how's it going to be communicated downstream in the organization of what they want us to do.